Story time. What's up, guys? It's Blind Old Guy, and we are back again with another story today. And this one is going to be The Drumming in the Dams. And I still don't know why we went up there. Maybe it was boredom. Maybe it was ego. Maybe it was the way Tyler kept saying, nobody goes past the cutoff zone anymore. It'll be sweet. 5 of us. Me, Tyler, Jess, Marco, and Danny. We packed for a weekend, tents, food, the usual. Started climbing early Friday morning. The trail was familiar at first, but the deeper we went, the more it felt like the forest was watching us trespass. The air got colder, the trees grew closer together. Even the birds seemed to avoid the place. And by noon, we reached the first dam. It was old concrete, cracked like dry skin, water spilling through the thin sheets, and we climbed it anyway. Then another dam, then a third, each one taller, more unstable, more out of place, like someone had tried to cage something in the valley long ago. Behind the last dam was a clearing, beautiful, honestly, a flat patch of earth surrounded by pines so tall they looked like cathedral pillars, and we dropped our packs, relieved, and set up camp. But the moment my boots hit that dirt there, something felt off. The silence wasn't natural, it wasn't peaceful, it was expectant, like the forest was waiting for us to make a mistake. And we made it fast. Tyler, the idiot that he is, decided to start a seance. He sat cross-legged near the fire pit, tracing symbols in the dirt with a stick. Let's call the mountain spirits, he joked. We laughed, and we shouldn't have, because the first drumbeat hit like a punch. A single deep thud from somewhere in the woods, then another, then dozens, no rhythm, no pattern, just violent pounding, echoing through the trees. The ground vibrated under us. The tents shuddered, the fire flickered sideways, and Jess whispered, "That's not an animal." And Marco said, "That's definitely not an animal." Then the woods answered. Branches snapped, something huge moved just beyond the tree line, not walking, charging. The drumming grew faster, louder, closer, until it felt like the whole forest was beating its fists against the earth, and we ran. And Jess's escape, she took the river. She sprinted toward the dams, thinking she could climb back over them, but the river had risen fast. The water churned violently, slamming against the concrete walls. She tried to cross anyway, stepping into the first dam. The drumming stopped. The water surged upward like something underneath had pushed it. Jess screamed as the current grabbed her legs, pulling her down the face of the dam. She clung to a rusted metal pipe, her fingers slipping. She said later she felt hands in the water, cold, pulling her down and dragging her. She never saw what was beneath her. She just heard the drumming return, louder than before. And Marco, he took the ravine. He ran downhill, tripping over roots and rocks until he fell into a narrow ravine. He landed beside an old hunting blind, rotting wood, torn canvas, and inside, bones. Dozens of them, some animal, some unknown. He crawled backwards, shaking when he heard footsteps above him, slow, heavy, and deliberate. Something peered over the edge of the ravine. He said its silhouette was wrong, too tall, too thin, its limbs bending like they weren't meant to, and Marco stayed silent, barely breathing as it scanned the ravine, and the drumming stopped. And Danny ran toward the tree line, but the thicket swallowed her. Branches wrapped around her arms, her legs, her throat. She fought them, but the more she struggled, the tighter they pulled on her. She swears the branches weren't just grabbing, they were guiding her, pulling her deeper, pulling her somewhere specific. She heard whispers in the leaves, voices layered on top of each other, speaking in a language she didn't know. When she finally broke free, her arms were covered in scratches that looked like symbols, not random, carved. And Tyler didn't run at first. He stood in the clearing, staring at the dirt where he'd drawn the seance symbols. The drumming circled him, pounding the earth in a perfect ring around the campsite. He said the symbols began to glow. He said the ground began to breathe all around him. He said something whispered his name from below. And he ran last, but he did not get far. And me, I ran uphill, lungs burning, legs shaking, but the drumming followed me. No matter how fast I ran, it stayed right behind me, closer, louder, faster, until I realized it wasn't coming from the woods anymore. It was coming from inside my chest. Each beat rattled my ribs, each thud shook my spine, and each pulse felt like something was climbing upward through me. I collapsed near a fallen tree, clutching my chest, trying to scream but unable to make a sound. The drumming synced with my heartbeat, then overtook it and replaced it. I don't remember how I got back to the trailhead. I don't remember how I got home. I don't remember anything after the drumming stopped. But every night since, I hear it again, soft at first, then louder, then violent. I don't know if the others escaped. I don't know if I did either. All I know is the drumming isn't coming from the mountains anymore. It's coming from me.